I just have to say how much I love the people in this community. So inclusive, so generous and kind, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of it and to be here today.
Absolute crazy amount of insights from absolutely every one of our speakers.
And I have to say, my head is going ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding with ideas right now.
The role of the website has changed. We're in the midst of perhaps the biggest moment in Magento history.
Everybody make some noise for the CEO of JH and lead organizer of Meet Magento UK, Jamie Huskisson.
You guys got in here quick this year. You've set a new record. We would usually have another 10 minutes waiting for you to get in. Love the fact that you're listening. I love the fact that you're getting used to it. So, welcome to Meet Magento UK. This year, we've already got off to a bang. Yesterday, we had an excellent set of fringe events. We started with a Lady Magento event, 30 women in e-commerce, talking about how great it is, having a good time. It's also the first time we've ever had to call the police at Meet Magento UK. Now, where I grew up, how I grew up on lovely old council estate, when the police were called, it was usually a good sign. Usually you had a good party, it was a good time, they were shutting you down, you were having too much fun. In this case, a crazy gentleman turned up and decided to disrupt a little bit, but he ultimately ran away. So, can we just say fuck that guy a little bit, should we say that? There's a slide for him later, but clearly he had not seen this presentation yet. We then followed that with a pre-party in the evening, a record attendance for the pre-party. The landlord was swearing at us all night. We promised him we would cap it at about 130. He lost count at 165. So he was irate, and if we are back there next year, it is because we have apologized something crazy, and he has forgiven us. But I highlight these because it's a community event to bring together the Magento open source and Adobe Commerce ecosystems, and turnout like this is exactly the kind of thing we want to see. We had all of this all over again inside the pub as well. You broke a lot of rules taking that picture, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, JH brings you the event today. We've organized it for the last 8 years. Privileged to do so. And each year it's been about how do we markedly get better, improve, change something, make it worth coming back again. And we've never valued sitting still. We've never valued staying the same or following the pack and kind of being a little bit boring. And we do this in our work where we want to deliver outcomes, not outputs. We want you to go away from the day with a whole bunch of stuff, a lot of ideas pinging around, as Chloe just said in that voiceover, where you can spend the day saying, I have too much to take care of, and then hopefully you're able to go over to your agency and help with that prioritization, that roadmap, everything else. So we apply that set of values to every aspect of the event. And this year we decided to go out to a whole bunch of previous attendees. We spoke to a lot of retailers, well over 100. And when we're exercising that belief, one of the common tent poles at JH is about the closer you are to the customer, the better the experience can be. You're going to learn from that. You're going to listen to them. You're going to use it to improve. So we wanted to talk to each of you and say, what do you want to see? What's the agenda? There's a lot of opinions around what should be on here, what shouldn't be. We prefer to just ask you. So the top thing we heard, especially after last year, was we want Adobe back. It makes no sense for Adobe not to be at Meet Magento UK. And the difference was felt last year. Retailers wanted to talk to Adobe, they wanted to see Adobe, and Adobe were here. They were in the building, they just didn't have that marketplace stand. So heroic efforts from the US, the UK, the EU pulling together to say we have to be back here, we have to represent, we have to be part of this event, and I'm very glad they did. I should say last year wasn't particularly anybody's choice. It was just the way it was. This year we're making it with it in a big way. So we have 30 from Adobe, again, all over the globe attending today. We have 3 speakers over 3 talks, and every single one of their team is represented in the marketplace, from new business, from product, from marketing, customer success, payments. See over there? It's everybody. So we've done that first one. We've hit your first one. The next thing you said was about the speakers. You said, you always do a great lineup, Jamie, very flattering. And I had to say, okay, but what else? Now I'm going to rattle off the list here. This is the top list. The top one was no bullshit. That was the top thing. 31 people said no bullshit. Sponsor talks that only talk about themselves have to go. More Adobe Commerce talks. Accessibility, 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 accessibility. And thank you to EconPay for delivering on that later. Customer experience, B2B, AI, marketing, SEO, transformation, frameworks. You wanted another fireside chat. You wanted to delve into one retailer and learn about what they do every single day. And we have Woody's, of course, here today with that too. So we've delivered on all of this in this lineup that you see here. My aim, as it has always been for this 8 years, is to make it very hard to choose between which one you're going to go on. You should hopefully have a difficult choice. Now, I'll give you some stats about this lineup. We have 15 female speakers and 17 male. Spoiler alert, we've got 16 male. So it's the closest to the 50-50 mark we've ever been. At 9:15 on Friday morning last week, we were at 50-50. It was a late replacement that changed that number. We're very, very close. This also, this year, features the first female non-Magento Adobe keynote in our history, with Nicole closing the show at the very end. Phenomenal, phenomenal talk. Now, 2 changes to the lineup. We have not got a laser pointer this year. So Maddie over here in the purple, his talk is going to be a video. His visa fell through at the last minute. So we're going to end up, we're going to play his talk instead. The second one here with Aidan Connor, the guy I'm lovingly looking at in this bottom corner, he has unfortunately been pulled away with an emergency. So what we are going to do is take the excellent Luke Carthy and move him over to this track instead of being on the technical track, so you get to enjoy him twice as much. So his talk around last click attribution being dead is a very popular talk from what we've heard from all of you. So hopefully you'll come and see him in here. So let me talk about the sponsors. I talk every year about the balance being, we've got to have a good speaker lineup, but we've also got to feel like we can go into the marketplace without being poked and prodded and feeling like we're just a little bit dirty coming out, right? It's what happens at a lot of events, especially in the UK, where your data is sold 10, 15, 20 times over. Now, what we do every year is we make sure that we have a good team, we have good stands, we've got everything else. Now, we lead by example at that JH. So, of course, we started with pick and mix. We said, you're going to want some sweets, you're going to want some pickup, you're going to want some sugar. Maybe just me, I don't know. Maybe I will just have a bit of that. We have the limited edition swag, as we always do. And we have an excellent team there on that stand. You do not have to be looking to change your agency. You don't have to be looking to change your tech. You could just want to gossip a little bit. But they are there to add value to your day. And hopefully what you'll be able to do is come out of a talk and say, there was this bit that I didn't quite understand, or this thing that I want to apply to my business. And this wonderful team will be able to get there for you. Next, we have a new headline sponsor this year in Hypernote. If you don't know who they are, they're making good waves in the UK and the EU. They are going down extremely well for the simplicity of their hosting, but also for a hosting company that cares. In the ecosystem at the moment, especially in physical hosting, there's maybe a lack of that, it would be polite to say. And Hypernote are changing that in their ways. My experience with them is they always do the right thing. They have that integrity, and that matters a lot to me. And when I asked Milan, he's just sat just over there in that white t-shirt, I asked him what's the one thing I could sum Hypernode up as. And he said, we believe support is more than a feature. It's an integral part of doing what we do. If we're not supporting customers, what are we even doing? And I think that says a lot about a company like Hypernode. So they are very social. You will usually see them on stage taking pictures. You'll see them everywhere. You'll see them hugging people. Again, my kind of people. So very happy to be having them as headline sponsor. Now, the rest of the marketplace is stacked as well. So I'm going to read a few things that are going to happen upstairs because, again, I like to add value to your day rather than you feeling like just a bunch of people, why would I go speak to these, right? So I'm going to go in random order. Digital have a spinning wheel with a star prize. They won't tell me what the star prize is. I've bribed them. I've asked them. I've looked behind their stand. I can't see it. It's in a black box. So they're doing a whole bunch of spins. They have sponsored since year one of this conference. I cannot recommend them enough. Absolutely amazing team. Molly are giving away a Nintendo Switch. Can I get a ooh? Oh, yeah. On Tap have an ice cream machine, so the harder it gets from the more stairs and steps you do, the more you will want that ice cream, in my experience. Dev team this year are here to announce Meet Magento Philippines, which is the 19th of November. But they are not just announcing that, they are giving away a round-trip set of flights to the Philippines, 4 days stay in the Philippines, and of course tickets to that conference. So very worth going over to theirs if you want a nice free holiday. If you lose out though, still an excellent business expense, I would say. Next up, we have Raygun in the marketplace. I'll talk about them in a little bit, but they're doing design surgeries all day for customer experience, for user experience, for your branding. They're also doing an unofficial, official badge competition where you can design your own badge, and they're going to make it directly in front of you so you can wear that for the rest of the day. MageOS are in the marketplace. They're really innovating in the open source space. They're doing everything from improvements to page builder, to a new admin theme, to AI content translation. It's worth having a chat. They've got a nice joint area with the Magento Association, who I will let speak for themselves once I exit this stage. EconPay finally are doing Polaroids with a nice co-branded frame, so if you want that Insta shot, if you want that team shot with something fancy on it, they're delivering. Again, another social, another lovely, lovely team that are impossibly easy to like. Exactly my kind of people. Now, we haven't forgot about you. We know you like the collectibles. We know you like the swag. We've gone to a different level this year. Speaking of Raygun, AKA Chris Dowson in the marketplace, we brought him back. So he was at JH last year, decided to go back to the career of freelancing. We brought him back anyway and said, could you come back and design us 2025? Can you make it a different level? Can you do what you can do? So from experience, carrying around this swag is an annoying task all day. So these are going to be available till, say, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Once it's gone, it's gone. It is what it is. But I'll specifically talk about the cap. The only way to get the cap is on the JH stand. I can't remember what you have to do to get it, so that's going to be extra mysterious trying to get one of those. So, a few reminders for me before I wrap up. One, it is a busy day. You're going to want to sit down a lot, especially if you're an introvert and you just need to recharge. And we have a lovely lower river room with almost no decoration in it, very sparse, nice views of the river. Usually the coolest room in the place as well, because it's the best aircon in my experience as well. It's a double bonus. And it is usually where people will be politely doing meetings. If they are not, the next slide is just for them. So we have a code of conduct today. And just like the police yesterday, you know we enforce it, right? So you don't push people around, you don't say bad things, you don't do things that hopefully you were just raised to know not to do in the first place, I hope. Maybe I can keep it as simple as that. But we are strict, we don't fuck around with it, and we did add a rule this year after that survey, the common complaint of people walking around like billboards and leaving stuff everywhere and just kind of making the place a bit of a mess. So you can see that on the updated code of conduct. Third, the speakers here today spend a long time preparing to be good for you. And if you ask any of them, as I do all day backstage, why they do what they do. The first thing is they just want to be the teacher that they wish they had beforehand. They're trying to put on the talk that they wish they got to see when they were a bit younger. Maybe they did and they were inspired by that person. A lot of anxiety and panic and stress, and most of these speakers probably haven't slept, goes into this. So what I need you to do is, the reputation we've earned as an event is that we celebrate our speakers. We let them know that we appreciate them. We let them know that they are welcome, that they have done a good job. But we also put aside the British politeness just a little bit, learn from our international friends, and go just a little bit crazy for each one of them to get that to happen. Sound fair? Are we in agreement? Good. What I would say is, talk to them in the hallway, say thank you, all the rest of it is just as good, right? Lastly, tonight there will be an after party. It will follow maybe 20 minutes after the final talk, when I'm on stage again, when you see me next, and we'll all walk down the road. But we have gone back to the last venue that we had last year, where we had unlimited table tennis, pizzas, cocktails, drinks, whole bunch of people there. It is an absolutely huge space, and if you're feeling particularly brave, there's a guy called Tom Wynn who is going to kill it at karaoke and lead it all night in the very secret karaoke room, so you're not going to be seen by everybody else unless Tom drags you in. So are you ready? Are you ready to get started? Give me that cheer. I'm going to test you. I'm going to get you to do it again, because I'm going to walk off stage for this one, so I'm going to think it's just about me, okay? I'm going to go. You're going to cheer even louder. Tell me that British politeness is in the back pocket. It's gone away. Give me the cheer again.